I thought we really played hard in the game, and we tend to have that piece figured out. I don't think we played very smart in the game. There were some swings in the game that have nothing to do with officiating. Officials don't miss and have you go 0 for 14 in 2 games like Carter Skaggs. The last 2 games, they're wide open threes. That's not officials. That's a guy that's hit the wall. That's a guy that's first-year player, not knowing how hard you play at this level every night, practice, and you can see you don't hit the wall a little bit. He's got to climb over that wall and get going again. Arinze Cheatham, the 6-point swing that he had was just a terrible time to have it with all that momentum come back. But yet I had to have a parenting moment with him because he's never been in that situation before, and he lost his composure. Malachi's foul in the back court, 80 feet from the bucket with the momentum coming our way, was just a terrible foul at that point in time in the game that gave them free throws. So there were some things that happened in the game that were totally our fault in terms of being smart. We played hard, and I'm proud of the way they battled to get back in the game. They never gave up. But as a head coach, you know, you're in that arena, and you're looking at people cringing all over the arena. I don't look at the Cougs as people that should cringe. And I know people talk about that Coug did, and I'm going to talk about that for a minute because I thought Cougars gobbled people up. I thought we came after people. So we need to change that because this team fought its tail off. They just came up short. Utah made their free throws, and we made some tough mistakes down the stretch, but I'm proud of the way this young team hung in there and battled back. I thought late game, I don't know if all of you saw it, but there were 3 different situations where we used a late game play and got buckets out of those plays. Deontay's bucket was a late game play. We haven't run that play in 4 years. It's the last time I ran that play, but we practice it enough when you just keep it in your back pocket until you need it. The one where Drick made the play and caught it over top, we ran that one for the first time against, I think it was Colorado. We ran in the Colorado game, and here we ran it again for the second time this season and got a bucket out of it. And then we ran the play with V to get the 3. Q kind of went to the wrong area in that last one there, but outside of that, we had a great look in that one also. So for these guys executing late game and putting themselves in position to close out and win the game and then to let it get away, you know, it's tough for them. But at the same time, it's all a learning process for them as well too, particularly the new guys.
Defensively, what could you have done differently to slow down Utah's 3-pointers in that first half?
Probably played more half-court trapping and with their defense and everything. I felt like we gave them too many threes when we were in our man-to-man. And the trap really disrupted the game and really got us back into the game and got us going and gave us the momentum defensively. But they are a terrific shooting three-point team. And we play multiple defenses that are, we call them junk defenses. They're only good if you give tremendous effort and energy. If you do that, you can keep teams off balance. And once we figured out that piece, I felt like we were able to climb back in the game, and we had them off balance on that end of the floor.
Coach, do you think this was one of the more emotional games from the players' aspect tonight? Did you see that from them at all?
I don't know if I call it emotion. I think it's probably more of an emotional game for me because you feel like at times you got to. I was teasing. I got to coach everybody on the scorers table because we miss a free throw, we miss a shot, and we turn it over. Everybody cringes and puts their heads down. It's like we need positive mojo in that arena. So, and it's the same thing with your bench. You got to keep everybody moving with their energy up because the game is not over until that horn goes off. And I've been in too many of these games, and too many things can happen in a game. So I don't think they are down or that. I think they know that they're starting to come now because we put a few wrinkles in, we've changed some things, and we're starting to get more production out of guys coming off that bench. Stevie Sprayregan tonight played great in the game. We couldn't play Coop because Johnson didn't play, so we didn't have a 7-footer to match him up with. He couldn't guard Collette, so it meant Drick and Jeff and Arinze and Robo had to play more. So Arinze did some great things. He was awesome at the top of that press with the exception of 2 or 3 bad fouls, and the technical, he wasn't there for us. So outside of that, you use it to teach, help them learn, and don't let them get too emotional about it. But the thing I'll say is it's as hard as we've played in a long time. That's the emotion that you're talking about.
Just from these past 2 games, what's the level of growth that you've seen in this team? Is it the most growth you've seen over a two game span from this group?
Well, what I see is, we always continue to teach, and you always continue to coach, regardless of your record. You have to teach, and you have to coach, because you never know when a team's going to figure it out, and you do not want to shortcut your teaching so they're not where they need to be down the road. And the thing about this team, the last couple of games, I've seen them respond to, again, some changes we've done within some schemes and what we're doing in practice, because you continue to tweak it to give them every opportunity to grow. And they're starting to grow in the game. And I just saw a team tonight, quite frankly, we missed our shots. We had some terrific looks in this game that could have made all the difference in the world with how the game came out, the outcome of the game.
Coach, like you mentioned in your opening statement, Carter Skaggs 0 for in his last 2 games. You mentioned him hitting a wall. Is that something physical, something mental, or are you just seeing something in his shot?
They have these things in college for guys that just got here called girlfriends. So I don't know if that's the wall he's hitting or he's hit a wall where his legs have left him, but he has definitely hit a wall. And I'm going to have a little chit-chat with him, because he is mature enough and been away from home enough that he should be able to climb over this wall, and that's what I want to talk about. I'm being funny about the girlfriend thing, but he is definitely hitting a wall right now. Remember, Malachi hit it last year, and he just ran out of gas down the stretch. He couldn't even will himself as much as he wanted to do anything. Well, Carter's a bigger, stronger-bodied kid. He should be able to get through this slump, push through it, and get moving again. But boy, we could have used this jump shot. We got through the Colorado game, but in this game, it could have made all the difference in the world with him, and not just him. I mean, V got going, but Malachi missed some wide open shots. Robo had some wide open looks early on, and we could have used that 3-point ball tonight.
Josh kind of went through a similar thing his first breakout season, the sophomore season, and he kind of lost his legs. Do you think that could be perhaps why Carter's not hitting him at the rate that he was?
Again, I'm disregarding my comment about his girlfriend, but I don't know if he even has a girlfriend. But quite frankly, yes, that's exactly what it is. And when we work hard. Guys think they can play at this level. They think they got it figured out. And sure enough, end of January, and I've been doing this for 30 years, and every single year, every freshman or JC transfer that's counted on to play major minutes hits the wall somewhere in the month of January, late January, early February. And then the ones that are strong enough and tough enough mentally, they tend to push through it and climb back and get their second win as we head down the stretch heading into March and everything. I'm hoping that's the case with him, because we need that weapon heading down the stretch of these games, going out on the road. I'm hoping that Bay Area sunshine will reignite him again and get him going again, because we need him. We need him coming down the stretch, and certainly as we get towards Pac-12 tournament.
I think it's the 4th straight game you guys have failed to exceed 30 points in the first half. Do you have any explanation as to why this team is so much better offensively in the second half than the first half?
I wish I did. I think in this game in particular, at one point in time when everybody was moaning and groaning and yelling at that really, really good veteran officiating crew, it was a 10-0 on calls. Well, they had Collette attacking us inside. They were getting in the paint with Rawson attacking us inside. We're out on the perimeter shooting threes. There's not a lot of fouls there. So what I attribute is just the fact that we don't get ourselves into that groove early on. And for whatever reason, when that press gets put on, that sense of urgency hits, here we come now. And if I could figure that out and put it in a bottle, boy, I would make a lot of money, because I'd sell that to a lot of coaches in the country, why young kids tend to need a sense of urgency before they get their motors moving to get going and everything. And it's cost us a little bit, because, again, you dug in a hole. Now, the good thing about it is we dug ourselves out of the hole against a really good team. We had them on the ropes coming down the stretch. We just couldn't close the game out.
Coach, you talked about Stevie's performance the last couple, 2-3 games. He's showing some emotion on the court. He's igniting you guys defensively, and he, like you said with Viante, he doesn't beat himself. Do you see similar with Steven, and what's it been like to see Steven kind of come on and play a role like this?
I don't even use in my years of coaching at St. Mary's. I had a walk-on that was our team captain. He had a bad knee, played on one wheel, and when he spoke, it was like E.F. Hutton in the locker room. Everybody listened to him, and he was very instrumental in our championship team there. At Oregon, I had a walk-on that was voted most inspirational player and helped us win and lead a team to an Elite Eight, not playing a significant role. So I don't even worry about that, Tyler. Stevie Sprayregan is a very smart basketball player that had tremendous success at another level before he came up to this level. He just needs to figure it out confidence-wise, the strength factor. He's going to help us, and that's why we scholarship him. So I don't care what other people think looking at him. Well, you've got a guy over here with all these accolades, and you got a guy over here that was a walk-on. That doesn't matter. You play players. He is a very smart player that brings it every day in practice. I have no qualms at all about putting him in a game. He helped us tonight. He played solid. He didn't make too many mistakes in the game. He was great defensively. He quarterbacked us on the floor. That's the type of leadership that I need out there from a guy that's coming off the bench. And the bigger thing in that with him and Coop, they have absolutely 100% no personal agendas at all. All they care about is the team and winning. You can win with players like that. They can help you build your program.